Hello guys, what's up? My name is Hollow, and today we are back with another episode of Gallery Sweep. We are gonna go back to actually making Sims today, and I think the next people in line, yes, are Babiria and Adongo. So we are gonna do them together because they are sisters. I'm gonna do them as like individual households the same way they are here, but I am gonna do them both today. So we'll start with Babiria. Okay, so I'm missing a lot straight off. I'm missing all her traits, which I remember because like I used to use a lot of custom traits, so she had all custom traits apparently. I don't think she's missing her skin. Maybe she might be. I don't know. I might have used a custom skin tone on her, but she's supposed to have albinism, so it's fine the way she is. She has no clothes. Let's see if I have any of her other outfits. I have a swimsuit and one top, so I have like nothing for her, but that's okay. We'll go ahead and get started with that. So I guess we'll just dive into it. So the story for Barbier is sort of a little interesting, or at least the story of how she came to be anyways. She actually started out from a build I was doing. Like I created her to fit a room that I made. So basically I had this build where I took a James Turner build where he made like a thin apartment style building, I guess. And it was just like it looks sort of like a townhouse, like a modern townhouse basically, and it was just like a really thin one, and like he was talking about how it would look really good with other ones next to it and stuff. And so I just took it into build mode and did that myself, and so I made it into like 3 houses next to each other. And then I designed it so that the one on the left was a musician's house. So it had a piano, it had a violin. It was very like stark and classic and just very simple, very beautiful. And then for the second one, the one in the middle, it was like all very planty. It was very boho. There was like, it was all very serene and beautiful and just like a nice place to relax, very relaxing vibes. There was yoga mats and meditation pillows and everything. And then for the third one, it was a photographer's studio. So the photographer's studio was like, it was very little space for a person to actually live. The majority of the house was like photography studio. So it was kind of fun. But yeah, when I made this house, I made 3 Sims to match it. So the first Sim that I made was actually Jin Hyung, who we did a couple weeks ago. So he was my classical musician who lived in the left house. But then when I moved to making the middle house, I wanted to make a yogi. So that is where Babiria came in. So Babiria was made to be a yogi who loves yoga, but not just like doing the exercise. Like she actually loves the spiritual side of yoga as well. And she likes sort of the I don't know what to call it exactly because I'm not a yogi and I don't know anything about the spiritual side of yoga, but like she likes all the like actual teachings behind yoga and stuff like that. So that's sort of her thing, and she's like very spiritual and like she wants to be very connected to the world and stuff like that. But she's also she wants to find romance. That's why her aspiration is the soulmate aspiration. And the idea when I made her was that she would eventually hook up with Jun Hyung because they were just neighbors and they just like ended up seeing each other all the time and they ended up like hooking up. But yeah, so that was sort of their little story. And then I made a dongo to fill the third house, and like when I was making the third house, I really didn't know where to start. So I was just like, hey, what if I gave Babiria a sibling? So that was where Adongo came from. It's like I didn't know who to fill my third house with, so I took Babiria and made a sibling for her, and then I turned them into a photographer so that they fit the aesthetic of the third house. So that's where Adongo came from. But yeah, that was basically their story, and all I ever did was set up the houses and make the Sims. I never actually like put them into the house and started the save. So I never actually played with any of them as usual. So yeah, it's a little irritating. There are more Sims. I didn't know how to style them because I didn't really have a full vibe for them. And I couldn't remember what they looked like really. Like I vaguely remember Adongo's first outfit, but I don't remember any of Babiria's outfits. Well, I remember her formal outfit, which I didn't have, but I don't remember anything else. So it was hard to really figure out like it would have been hard to try to remember everything that they used to have. So I would just went and tried to recreate them and try to give them the vibe of the houses that I remember having for them. So it was like her house had lots of greens and yellows and browns, and it was just very relaxing and very serene, sort of. So I wanted to sort of give her that same vibe, but also like to help me figure out like what is she like, what is her character. I also went through and did all her likes and dislikes, so I gave her like a bunch of music that she likes, I gave her like dislikes for that, I gave her like I made sure she liked wellness, of course, and I think I made her like something else, I don't remember what it was. But yeah, I gave her like a bunch of likes and stuff to help me sort of figure out exactly what I was doing with her. But ultimately, I had a lot of fun recreating her. Like, she's definitely different than she was before, but I like this version of her. And I don't remember how similar it is to what she used to wear. Like, I really don't know. But I think it suits her a lot. And like, I kept her old jewelry and a couple of her old shoes and stuff. So she still looks similar, but I like she's definitely different. But I like her a lot. I think she looks really cute, and I hope you guys like her too, because I think she's actually really sweet and really beautiful. Okay, we are all finished with Babirie, so let's move on to Adongo. Oh, they're missing a lot. Okay. By the way, Adongo is actually non-binary, so I will be trying to call them they. I'm still not great with that though, so occasionally I might slip up and call her she. It's they them. So that's what I need to work on that more. So that's one of the reasons I decided to make them non-binary, so that I can work on doing that more. But yeah, Adongo lost a lot. They don't have any of their skin, like they don't have their skin tone. They're missing one trait, and it looks like they're missing like all their clothes. Okay, so we've got one top, one pair of jeans, another top, another pair of shorts, and the winter outfit. Okay, so not much. I don't know why the binder's not showing up. I know I have it. I specifically went and found the binder. Should definitely, yeah, because I have these binders here. These weren't the ones that I originally used, but where's the one I had? I think it was, yeah, here, Pigeon Home. Pigeon Home binder is the one I used to use for her. I mean, God, for them. I'm sorry. I'm really bad at this. But yeah, this is the one I used to use. And it's so great. Look at it. It's a functional binder. It works really well. Both of them are actually. Like the other ones that I have, who I can't remember what this creator is, but I'll link both of them in the video. But these ones are also functional. So yeah, pretty cool. But yeah, let's go ahead and jump into it. Right. So for Odongo, I already sort of told you how they came to be and like what the story was where I came up with them when we were talking about Babirie. But what I'd like to talk about is their non-binary, them being non-binary. So originally when I first made them, I said that they were actually they had gender dysphoria, but I don't think I had a good enough understanding of gender dysphoria to really do that, because like I had a gender dysphoria trait, which was Odongo's third trait. It wasn't a photographer one. I don't know where that idea came from, but they had the gender dysphoria trait, and I really wanted to try out using the trait because I wanted to see like what sort of gameplay it would add and what sort of elements it would add. I mean, unfortunately, I never actually played with them, so I never actually got to see how the trait worked. But yeah, I also just wanted to have it because I wanted to get that sort of representation into my game, and I wanted to widen the amount of representation I have, because I feel like one of my personal beliefs is the less you see something, the harder it is to accept it and to understand it. So for me, it's important to include other things in my game, like to include LGBT characters and stuff, because like I want to see that representation in my life so that I can respect that representation in my real life, you know? So by putting it in my Sims game, I feel like it's easier to develop things like habits with dealing with it. Like, as you can tell, I struggle with calling Odongo they them. I have issues with that. Like, it's still a problem for me because I've only met, I think, 2 non-binary people in my entire life. So like for me, it's something I really wanted to work on. So when I decided to create a character with gender dysphoria, I put them in a not like I was portraying them in a non-binary sense, but I didn't really realize that at that point. So I was just calling them gender dysphoric, but I didn't fully understand it. So I've changed it now to just call them non-binary because I don't think I have a good enough understanding of gender dysphoria. But yeah, that's sort of the idea for that. This is really just a way for me to improve my own skills in dealing with stuff. So that is why Adongo came to be. But yeah, I hope you guys like this one. I had a lot of fun with it, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.